In the middle of Rome stands a building with a concrete dome wider than a jumbo jet's wingspan, poured almost 2,000 years ago, reinforced with nothing, and still the largest unreinforced concrete dome on Earth. Our concrete, with steel bones and modern chemistry, starts crumbling in 50 years. The Pantheon has stood through empires, earthquakes, and 20 centuries of rain. For most of that time, nobody on Earth could have built it again, because the recipe was lost. Rome ran on this material. Opus Cementitium raised aqueducts that still stride across French valleys. The Colosseum's vaulted guts, warehouses, baths, bridges, fast, cheap, poured into any shape a wooden mold could hold. Concrete, not marble, was the empire's real superpower. Marble was the skin, but concrete was the skeleton, and it let a million-person city build at a speed Europe would not see again for over 1,000 years. The heart of the recipe came out of a volcano. Near the Bay of Naples, around the town of Pozzuoli, the Romans dug a pinkish volcanic ash, pozzolana, named after the town to this day. Mixed with lime and water, it did something ordinary sand never does. It reacted, chemically binding into a rock-hard mineral glue. The Romans understood none of the chemistry. They understood something better, exactly which pit the good ash came from. Then they did something that still startles engineers. They poured it into the sea. At Caesarea, King Herod's engineers sank vast wooden forms and built an artificial harbor in open water, and the seawater didn't destroy the concrete. It improved it. Modern analysis found rare crystals threading through those breakwaters, grown over centuries as the ocean reacted with the ash. Where our marine concrete corrodes, theirs was quietly getting stronger for 2,000 years. Then Rome fell and the recipe fell with it. The knowledge survived on paper. The engineer Vitruvius had written it down, but concrete was a craft of details. Which ash, how hot, how mixed, how cured. The supply chains broke, the guilds scattered, and for roughly 1,000 years Europe largely forgot large-scale concrete. Medieval builders raised castles of quarried stone, much of it ripped from Roman buildings. The empire's skeleton cannibalized because no one could grow a new one. When concrete returned in the modern era, it came back different. Portland cement, kilned and standardized, poured around steel bars for strength. It built the modern world, and it carries a built-in death sentence. Water creeps into hairline cracks, reaches the steel and rusts it. The rust swells and bursts the concrete from within. Design life, 50 to 100 years. Every motorway bridge you drive over is quietly counting down in a way the Pantheon simply isn't. So scientists finally did what the legends could not. They interrogated the material itself. Drill cores from Roman harbors and walls went under electron microscopes, and the results explained the sea-strength, rare aluminous tobermorite crystals, grown slowly inside the concrete as seawater dissolved the volcanic ash, healing and reinforcing it from within. The Romans had accidentally invented a material that treats damage as an ingredient. But one mystery remained: the strange white lumps. Every Roman sample is speckled with small white chunks of lime, which researchers long dismissed as sloppy mixing. In 2023, an MIT-led team showed the opposite. The Romans likely mixed their concrete hot with raw quicklime, deliberately leaving those lumps behind. When a crack forms and rainwater seeps in, it dissolves the nearest lump, which promptly recrystallizes and seals the crack. The flaw was the feature, a self-healing system running maintenance-free for 20 centuries. This is not just a story about the past. Cement production emits roughly 8% of the world's carbon dioxide, triple the aviation industry, largely because we demolish and repair on a 50-year cycle. Concrete that heals itself and skips the steel could break that cycle, and self-healing mixes inspired directly by the Roman recipe are now in commercial development. The most advanced building material of the 2020s may turn out to be a 2,000-year-old one, finally understood. The Romans never knew why their concrete worked. No microscopes, no chemistry, just centuries of craftsmen refusing to change what the sea had proven. We spent 200 years assuming we had surpassed them, while our bridges cracked and their harbors hardened. The Pantheon's doors are still open. Rain still falls through the oculus onto a floor that has needed no engineer since the Caesars. Rome built for forever. We're only now relearning what that takes. Subscribe, the vault is full of futures, the past already solved.